So far in this tutorial, we have learned a lot about different classes used in Tailwind CSS. Now in this tutorial, we will be learning about placing an image and some text sidewise. That means we will be now discussing on the float properties used in Tailwind CSS. And in this respect, this is the demo thing that we are about to learn in this tutorial, how to place an image and a text sidewise in Tailwind CSS. And in this context, we will be learning all about float conditions used in the same. Now, these are the things that we are going to learn in this tutorial, so stay tuned. Now in the next case, all we need to do first, we need to get back to our project, and this is the project that we are currently working on. And in the text editor of this project, at the bottom of each and every other containers, those we have created so far, we will be now creating a new container regarding this respect. So we will be creating a container first, and then we will be placing it in the central position. We will be making a little bit of difference from the top, a little padding thing from the x-axis direction and from the y-axis direction. We will be doing all those things. We will be putting a background color. So if we get back to it, and here, these are the background color properties, those been used over here. So among all those colors, all we are going to do, we are for say going to make usage of this BG Orange 300. So we will be typing in here as BG Orange 300. Now let it be left up to this far. All we are now going to do, if we write something here, hello world, reload, and we can see that this will be the result. This is the container field that we have created in this respect. Now all we need to do, we need to put in a particular image source here and the text along with it into this individual container that we have created so far. And on the other hand, all we are going to do, we are going to use some float properties into this particular container. In this respect, we have created a certain images folder, and inside this images folder, we had placed some of these images. All those images are practically taken from Pixabay, and I have a link of these particular images into our description box. In the next case, we will be using this individual foxsmall.png image into our project. So we are going to copy the name of this individual file here, which is foxsmall.png. And we are getting back to our project, and here in the first case, all we are going to do, we are going to mention the image source first. This is the prime thing that we are about to do here. So the name of the folder that we had practically created here is this images folder. So we are going to use this name here. And in the next case, we are going to make usage of this individual file here, foxsmall.png. So these are the two things those we have created. We have created a container and we had put some kind of image source into it. So in the very first case, get back to your project and reload. And you can see that this will be the outcome so far. We have used that image into our project. But on the other hand, if we now put some text into it, or say we have used this text over here, there it goes. This is the text that we are using along with this image. So if we create this text here, get back to your project and reload, and you can see that both these images and the text, those are practically appearing as the block level elements into our project, into this individual container. But this is not the proper thing that we are wishing for. We actually wish that the image will be appearing into the extreme left or into the extreme right position, and on the other hand the text will be aligned sidewise by the side of this individual image source. So in this respect, all we need to do, we need to mention clearly the float property of those individual elements, those we have created here. This is the most required thing. So all we are going to do now, we are going to create a class here, and we are going to make usage of these classes, those being defined into Tailwind. So this is the float right class that we had used, and if we look into the property, we can see that it is using a float right condition or float left condition in case of float left class used in Tailwind CSS, float none. So we will be making usage of this float right in the first case, and let's go into it. So we are making usage of this float right condition. Now if we get back to our project and reload, we can see that this will be the result. For an instance, if we now remove this individual class from here, what will be the result? We can see that actually the container is gone and the image is only appearing over here. But where is the container? Now here comes the fact, if we are making usage of, perhaps we had defined this into our previous tutorial on CSS, that if we are using a kind of float conditions into our project, then all we need to do, we need to properly mention a clear fix option, which practically suggests the usage of the property clear both. That means floating of the elements from the either sides should be banned, should be blocked, and this is what exactly is done while we are using this clear both properties. So all we need to do, we need to use that, make usage of it into our project. If we get back to Tailwind, we can see that there goes the clear fix class that is being created in this respect, and it is having this clear both property right over here. On the other hand, there is a display table, there is a content class after and before, everything is been defined over here. So all we need to do, we need to make usage of that individual clear fix class into our project, right beneath the elements, those we have created and put into the floating condition. So if we now get back to our project and if we reload, we can see that this will be the result. And we can make usage of additional classes right over here. For say, if we want to provide a particular width and height property to this individual image source right over here, then it is also possible.